Have you ever been in a room full of people yet felt so lonely? It's strange, isn't it? That feeling of isolation that we don't know where it came from. It still creeps in, even though there is laughter, there is conversation, discussions all around you. You see everyone else living their life, enjoying their life, traveling, posting pictures with their friends, going out to fancy restaurants, and you're still here, feeling alone and strangely unnecessary. And the most importantly, you feel, why don't I feel this way? What is wrong with me? Why they live their life on the fullest when I feel like I'm completely on the bottom? It's really easy to think that loneliness means being by yourself, but it is not. You can be surrounded by people and still feel like you're invisible, like you're not really there. And I've been there. I have my personal story about this matter as well. I had really terrible problems with communication and conversations in my middle school and elementary school, and I really couldn't just talk. And so, because of that, I didn't really have a lot of friends, and I did feel like I was invisible. And what I really want you to understand is that this feeling of being invisible can be really easily transferred into being depressed. Whether you like it or not, our lives are constantly surrounded by communications and discussions with people all around us. And it might be really difficult for introverts like I am to find their place in this world. Because sometimes it really seems like this world was made for extroverts, not for introverts. The feeling of loneliness can creep in the life on an extrovert and an introvert. It is an equal possibility. So it doesn't really matter who you are, because the feeling of loneliness experience much more people than you actually think. Loneliness, it's not about having no one around you. It's about feeling like nobody truly sees you. That's when even you're with people, you still feel like you are on the outside. And the most paradoxical thing from all of this is that today we are much more connected than people 100 years ago, yet we are the loneliest generation there's ever been in this earth. We can message, call, share, post anywhere and in any time. So, why do so many of us feel more alone than ever? It's because the connection that we currently have has become surface level. We chat, but we don't talk. We post, but we don't share in person. We smile in pictures, but how often do you smile in real life? You really became a ninja. We're so good at pretending that everything is okay, everything is fine, we can handle it, when in fact, we cannot. Because we're tired and we need recharging. We show the world the most fascinating, amazing, spectacular parts of our lives, yet we hide some confusing and not really beautiful parts of our lives. We tell ourselves that
I don't want to burden anyone. This is my problem, not yours.
but in fact, we all carry something that really burdens us. We all struggling in some way. Yes, even some celebrities. You just don't realize it. I know it's really hard to admit that, yes, I'm lonely. There is this unspoken belief that loneliness is a sign of weakness and laziness in some way. But that's not true at all. Admitting that you're lonely or alone means that you're human. We all need connection, real connection, in person. The kind of feeling when we know that we are heard, when we know that there is this person who can listen to us and truly understand us. And yes, sometimes connection isn't all about deep conversations or grand gestures. It is simply the ability to listen. Recall this friend who texts you to check in, This family member who really supports you without judging you, or simply a stranger who said a kind word to you. That's really beautiful, isn't it? Let's confess together. Nobody really wants to post something bad about their lives on social media. Sometimes people want to show that everything is perfect. They live perfect life and in some way to boast about this. I'm trying to tell that there are some great moments in life, but there are also not really amazing moments. And we have to embrace them. We have to understand that it is happening and it will happen like this. But the question is, can you reframe your brain and your mindset to understand these bad moments and the failures that you may have had or will have? It is like a lesson for yourself. And who knows, probably you will have the same sort of situation in later in your life, and you will be able to handle this because you learned your lesson and you have understood how you should behave this time. What if I told you that you don't have to go through all of this? When you open up, you may find out that other people also feel this way just because you start talking about this. And you might be this brave friend or family member who talks first about this because other people might be too scared to say it out loud first. And suddenly, this feeling of isolation isn't so deep anymore. Loneliness doesn't have to define you or put labels on you because it's not a permanent state. It's simply a moment in your life. Our life is separated by periods, and sometimes those periods will be much more happier than others. And in that moment when you feel so lonely and so depressed, sometimes reaching out can really improve this period. So if you're feeling alone right now, take this first step. Send the message, make the call, open up. You might be surprised at how many people are actually waiting for you to say this. I really did hope you like this conversation with me. Please subscribe to my channel, share your opinions in the comments down below. Give me your thumbs up because I really want to see you in my next videos. Goodbye.